I can't.
Let me see this shit.
Instantly laughs.
All right.
Can't do
Hello,
it.
everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Beneath the Dark Sun, episode 12. We've been doing this for 12 episodes. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to have you. Keep coming. Don't forget to follow the stream. And if you happen to watch this on YouTube the day after, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And all the people who are here today, we've got everybody. Yay! So we'll start with introductions again. Right here to my right, at least on like the little grid, is Heidi playing Phelan the Elf Warlock. How are you doing, Heidi?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. And below her is Brad playing Linus, the half-elf bard. How's it going, Brad?
Not too bad.
Yeah, once the mic's on, it gets a lot better. And next to Brad, returning from his fishing trip that he forgot about completely last week. How many fish did you catch?
I caught 15.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was doing good. Blue backing.
Nice.
Ooh.
And he's also catching up on his character because he's 2 levels behind on D&D Beyond. But that is Nathan playing Malachar, the Mole Paladin. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man.
All right. And staring off into space, as if into the infinite void, next to him is Sam Scott. See, I got your names in the right order this time.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Playing Ezekiel, the human cleric. How you doing, Sam?
Well, I was wandering the wastes of Dark Sun too long, and I got terribly sunburned.
Yeah.
So I'm lobster.
Yep. And above him, last but not least, is Joe playing Carrick the full elf. Sorry, full elf monk.
Full. Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay, so quick recap. Last week, also for the benefit of Nathan, since he was fishing, started out with a fight. It was a rumble. You're fighting the giant ape-like monstrosity known as the Five-Eyed Demon. Had 2 little extra ape arms, 2 big, large forward ape arms, and tiny little back feet.
It was like a Goro gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he had 5 eyes. So, there was much blood. There was much beatings and tramplings, and horses were...
I about died again.
Erdlus were killed. Ezekiel... Wait, you went to 0, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I about died again.
Yeah, but you got back up pretty quick because like the fight was kind of over after that, and someone just gave you a quick heal. So,
Brad, let it be known, Brad saved me.
Yes, Brad saved you. Okay, and once the beast was defeated, they rested for the night until something overtook Carrick's mind, and he found himself laying flat in the middle of the huge tunnel that the beast made, with a battered and bruised Phelan next to him going, "Wake the fuck up. What are you doing? Why are you just laying there?" Because Phelan was accosted by some mysterious figure. Some psionic practitioner of the way. Which you may or may not have figured that out, but in case you didn't, then that's what happened. Anyway, she ended up beating him and running with Carrick back to the party, finishing their rest. And then when they went through the tunnel again, that body was gone. No idea where it went. But she was pretty sure it was dead. They continued all the way through the tunnel and found the encampment of those the hills have eyes type desert mutant hillbilly weirdos that like attacked him at first and then quote unquote summoned the demon. They found out that it was just some beast that they were keeping, and apparently someone let him loose as there was like a signal or something like that, and it came through the hole and burst up and attacked everybody. There they found some fat loots with a W, L-E-W-T-C. and then proceeded on to the right gauntlet, or the Kriegel mountain range, north and west of Draj, where they entered into a breezy, cool, lovely cavern. Pitch dark, but it was like hitting air conditioning on a hot summer day. It was so nice. And they were immediately questioned, we'll say, by a discorporated voice. They weren't exactly sure where the voice was coming from. It was coming from all different directions, and then they didn't have time because they weren't answering the questions fast enough. Minions were sicked on them, and a handful of myconid or mushroom men came and started attacking them, which they dealt with them handily. And Brad, while everyone was dealing with them handily, snuck over, found the source of the speaking, and it was what normal Dungeons and Dragons and other fantasy fans would recognize as a goblin. But since goblins haven't existed in Dark Sun for over 10,000 years, none of these people knew what the hell this thing was, except maybe a small green halfling. And why is the halfling green? And why does he have such sharp, pointy teeth? Well, I take that back. Sometimes the halfling tribes will file down their teeth because they like to, eat everyone. Because if you're not a halfling, you're food for halflings. So, you are in the cave, and you are there in front of this weird green halfling.
Go.
We doing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other bullshit tricks up your sleeve?
Would Mal be able to?
The day's young.
I look at him with extreme disgust and judgment in my eyes.
All right.
Mal stares directly by where he thinks he's at with extreme disgust in his eyes.
I like
They
it.
still
I
look
like it.
white. Doesn't matter how much disgust you got on there. They're still kind of like white and cataract over.
You know what I mean? He's just kind of shaking his head and staring at the wall behind him.
I'll ask him if he knows where Darfu is.
Oh, I haven't seen Darfoon in a dog's age. You guys know what dogs are, right?
When was the last time you saw him?
Oh, I've lost count of the months. It's been a while. Ever since my partner went off to join the coven, and apparently he did something that defeated some sort of dust beast, like way out in that silt sea.
Why did you attack us?
Because you entered my cave without permission. And we have to protect the caves. We got a lot of... He looks around. Very secretive stuff here. Can't tell you what. I mean, I could tell you, but then I have to kill you.
I'm gonna take a perception roll.
Okay. Are you looking for something specific?
No, I'm gonna look around the cave and see if I notice what he could be talking about.
Says special stuff, yeah.
Natural 20.
Okay. A bit off in the distance as, like, Carrick is, like, questioning him. You, first of all, hear this, whoop, whoop, like, water dropping, and you just get kind of drawn to it, and you don't have to walk very far until you see a, like, enormous lake. Like, you come to kind of like the edge of this like drop off, and then down below it, like, and you see all this like sort of bioluminescent like fungus all over the walls and stuff like that, lighting up this enormous underground lake. And you can even like see the reflection, so like it looks like it just keeps going further down, like, like in caves where they have that incredibly still water to where it's basically like a mirror. Yeah, you're getting that effect. And it seems to go on for like maybe a mile and a half into the distance. You can't see too far, but you imagine just from the reflection that it keeps going on,
It-
but like the roof or the ceiling kind of like dips down a little bit. And you can only see maybe about 100 yards.
This is in the cave still, correct? Like
This
it doesn't
is in the
open up to
caves,
the
but
outdoors.
Sam's the only one who made a natural 20 on any sort of perception roll. Nobody else made a perception roll.
So can I walk down to it and take a scoop with my hand and take a sip?
Well, you start, and then the goblin's like, hey! Be very careful. That's a very steep drop, and don't go any farther. You need to stay around here.
There's a lot of water you have, goblin.
Well,
He doesn't. You don't know he's a goblin.
it's not just mine.
I could take a good educated guess that he is a goblin because he's green and small.
I was gonna say, I just
Actually,
tried to-
no,
He
you
was a
can't
goblin.
because you guys haven't heard of goblins in 10,000 years. You literally
We've
think this is.
heard of goblins.
You have no idea what they look like, and they were mentioned in like incredibly old esoteric texts that like talk about. It's basically. Have you read the Similirun?
No.
Okay, go read like the first couple of pages of the Similirun and try and get through it in like one sitting. You can't because it's so dense and obtuse, and that's the exact kind of text that like goblins appear in this world, and you have no idea. You literally think this is a green halfling.
You guys want to call him Greenie?
What's your name, halfling?
Talik?
Talik. Why can't we go to the water?
Because it's dangerous.
What's dangerous about water?
Well, I mean, you could drown in it. How many of you know how to swim? Huh? I do.
Well, I can run on it.
I do.
Can we take some in pouches to use for drinking out in the wastes?
He looks
Or is it
around.
magic water?
He looks around. He's like, "I'll allow it."
Okay, I'm gonna get some of that then.
Well, I mean, you got to walk away.
I'll go down to it
Yeah.
and get it. So, you don't know where Darfu is. You haven't seen him. You do know him. He's rumored to be up here in the mountain area near here. Could you
No,
possibly what?
Quickly out of character. Like Darfu sent Ezekiel, Malachar, and Linus to
Yeah,
the
we know
goblin
where
as
he's
he went west to Tyr. So
we're trying to get the goblin.
Why
to
did
come with us.
Okay, then go ahead because I know that, but I wasn't here for that. So
yeah.
Said my boy Darfu said that you got to come with us and meet us in the free city of Tyr.
Ah, that's right. Yes.
I can't really leave this cave. Well, I mean, I can, but I promised I wouldn't because I'm helping a friend keep all this water safe. Because we've had issues before. People have come in, Brotherhood of the Mind, those kind of assholes.
What if we collapse the entrance to the cave?
Well, then we wouldn't be able to get back in.
Well,
But then they won't get it.
if you're small, you can get into places.
Not that small. I still take up space. And if you
Wait,
collapse it where there's no way to get in, then nobody can get in.
We'll leave a little tunnel, a little secret entrance.
could we
You got all that
shroud
precision
it in
magic?
some way?
What? You two talked over each other.
Go ahead.
I said, do you got any of that earth-shaping magic? Or a shovel?
I might.
I got
So
these shovels given to me by, well, I guess there's no god, so never mind. I was going to say, I got these two god-given shovels right here.
What about just concealing it? Or I have an idea. Anybody got like a locket or a something that opens and closes?
Yes, I can do it with the wall. I do have stone shape.
Oh, never mind. Go ahead and do that.
I can turn the wall into a door.
Okay. Well, the entrance of the cave was about 20 feet high and about 30 feet wide. So
Well,
it was pretty big.
We collapse it, and then I can turn it into a door.
How do we collapse it?
And what's the big deal about going to Tyr anyway? Why do I need to go to Tyr?
Because when you and your friends came into this world, you caused a rift, and it is sending other creatures into this world that we're currently trying to destroy it. with
And
you,
why does that make me need to go to Tyr?
because we need all of you together.
Because Darfu said,
Because Darfu said so.
Yeah,
do you trust Darfu?
Dad said
You
you
said,
gotta come with us.
you asked me if I trust my boy Darfu?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say it was entirely his fault, but it wasn't completely. It wasn't totally not his fault.
Brad,
I
can
mean,
you
he
just
was the one
talk to him and
trying to
persuade him
destroy
to
them.
come with us?
Never mind.
Huh?
Sam,
Nothing?
I think this green halfling might be intoxicated.
Wait a minute. Trying to destroy what?
Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Can we try to persuade him that it would be in his best interest to tell us because we want to help?
You can play Dungeons and Dragons at any time.
Okay, so Brad should do that because I have no charisma bonuses.
That's
I'm
true.
going to roll to persuade to tell his part of his half of the story, as far as the rift goes and all that, and who caused it in the roll d20, right? Baby. I got 13. I think that's plus well, here, let me look at my actual persuasion bonus there. Athletics, insight, intimidation, persuasion is +3.
Okay.
And do I add my charisma to that too, or just the persuasion?
If you're looking off the D&D Beyond, it should already be added in.
Okay, so it says +3 for my persuasion down there. So yeah,
That's a 16. He's like, so what are you trying to persuade him to do?
I'm asking what his half of the story is, or his part, or his story as far as the whole rift creating and who done what and why they're in this world. Then, if he's saying that it's not his fault and it doesn't concern him, and he's talking smack about my boy Darfu, I want him to back up his.
So, a long time ago, well, maybe not that long ago, but long enough ago, I was just chilling with my tribe. I was like the shaman for my tribe. It was peaceful. It was nice. We got to raid into the kobold territory of it. You guys know what kobolds are? No, you never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, you guys, you as
Yeah,
players have no idea
I
what
don't. I
kobolds are.
got you. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I know what a kobold is, but then you're like, I was like, wait.
And then one day, Darfu wanders in, and he had already made a name for himself as like this great warrior. But then he disappeared for 15 years, and he comes back wandering into my tribe, saying, "Hey, I know you got some magic power. You're in with the spirits," and he's right, because look at me, I'm fucking awesome. And he says, "I need help destroying this item of what he called infinite evil." When I looked through it, looked pretty useful myself, but I wasn't gonna question him because, again, he's got me by a good 6 feet. Well, not that tall. Anyway,
What kind of item was it?
I was gonna say, how many feet do I got this guy on? Like at least a foot. I'm supposed to be 6 foot.
He the Thalic is right at 3 feet, right at. So yeah, double the height. It would take 2 of him. He would have to stand on another goblin's shoulders and wear a trench coat to appear to be you.
So what happened to this relic or item of power?
Well, he wasn't in the world we came from. He wasn't able to destroy it there. He said he had tried, and he had been trying for the past decade. So he needed to go to another world. So he and I started this ritual to open a portal into another world. And then a bunch of racist asshats came in and thought we were doing something bad, disrupted the ritual, and it went all fucking sideways. I wake up and it's me and Darfu in this cave with the skeletons of these dwarves, and we go around and we're lost for a couple of days in these caverns. We eventually find our way out, find our way to this top peak that I don't know how he knew that this was the place to go, but he went there. That's what he did. And we started the ritual all over again. those same fucking asshats came back and disrupted the ritual again, this time sucking us all into this world, which I don't know if you guys know this, but your world's completely cut off from the rest of the multiverse. And that's how we're here. And
There's a
apparently, a
multiverse?
handful of months ago, he actually ended up destroying it. It rained for like 6 days in a row in Rom, and like now the Sorcerer Queen is like pissed at him, so he tries to avoid that place. Truthfully, I avoid all places because fucking look at me.
I don't know what you're saying, halfling, but I know this. You're gonna help us fix this problem.
I want to ask him if he thinks mind flayers are evil.
Mind players?
Yes.
Oh, that's why the Brotherhood of the Mind are so fucking active now.
Because that rift is letting in mind flayers. And that's what we're trying.
Mind flayers are very evil, and they'll eat your face. Well, actually, they'll latch onto your face and put like little seeds in you, and then they'll turn into one of them. It's a terrible thing. Well,
so this is kind of your fault, right? Like you and your buddies and these racist asshats, whoever they are.
Most
I
definitely
didn't
his
start the
fault.
ritual.
So maybe you should try to help us correct this by doing what Darfur says.
Does it take 2 people to do the ritual?
At least.
Can
you do the ritual? Yeah.
I rolled a persuasion 22
To what?
to have this guy help us.
He says, "Wait right here," and he disappears amongst the stalagmites for a little while. You can still kind of hear him in the background, kind of like talking to himself. He's like, "Where the fuck did? Oh, okay. I guess I moved it. No, wait. Where was I last one? Man." And then he just shouts out, "It's like, do you ever like walk into a room and forget exactly what you were doing?"
This guy is an asshole.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Hurry up, halfling.
All right. So he eventually, like, you hear some like shuffling around and like a little like mild cursing, and then like he comes back, and he has this like, it's about like that thick of like parchment, bound together with these like 3 metal rings. And he's like, and he like flips through them. And he's like, well, I got a bunch of rituals here. Darfu doesn't know about this, does he?
About the
ritual?
Yes, I think he
We'll
does.
just say that there's probably a ritual in here that can repair tears. Maybe. But I'm going to go hide this again. You could copy it if you wanted to. I mean, I can't stop you from copying it. But this particular set doesn't leave this cave. Like, at all.
Okay, let's
You guys
copy
got
it.
some parchment and ink?
my boy is Kyle.
I do.
Does.
All right.
I do.
Said he's writing a book. Said he's going to make you out to be. Never mind.
True. I am writing a book of all my.
Go ahead, Ezekiel. Write it down then.
Okay. He flips through,
My
and he goes through the thing and finds like a ritual, and he like sets it down, and he like pulls on a couple of like things, and all of a sudden these fungi light up, and it's like super bright in that little area right now. It's like the brightest lamps you've ever seen in your entire life. And there's a nice little writing desk. He's like, okay, there's that. You can copy it down with whatever ink and parchment or papyrus or whatever it is you got. So who's going to do the actual scribing?
Me.
Is anybody proficient in calligraphy tools?
No, not me.
I mean, I can forge like a madman.
I mean, that'll probably be the closest because
No.
you are trying to copy like not only the symbols but the writing, not necessarily to pass them off, but I mean, if you copy them well enough, then yeah, that kind of accomplishes the same thing.
What other scrolls do you have? Anything useful?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have any scrolls. This is my most valuable possession right here. And like I said,
So
it's not leaving
this is
my
all-
sight or this cave.
But that's the only scroll of anything you have.
Well, these aren't really scrolls.
Well, what is it?
It's as much as I could have copied of the Book of Rituals before Darfu destroyed it.
You copy anything else?
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch in there. But this is the one that you need to close tears. Probably. Yeah, this should be the one.
Probably.
What? Probably. Well, are you sure that you want to leave it in this cave if we're going to close your cave off?
Well,
Like,
I'm gonna
Do you
hide
think it'd be safer on your person?
I'm gonna go hide it somewhere else in the cave, and then only I will know where it is. And if we collapse it, nobody can get in here to find something that I only know where it is. You know,
Why are you so
Security.
protective of a thing that closes tears?
Well, it doesn't just do that. There's other things in it.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. What else does it do?
None of your business.
Fucking.
I just look at him and I intimidate him, like, hey,
Do we
needs
have
to
a
tell
book
us
of holding we
now,
can
or
stuff
else
this
we're
little
gonna cut
prick
him.
All right.
What? Here we got like a big sack. We could just put him in.
Yeah, I
I'm
rolled
not-
a 12 to intimidate him to tell it, like, to
Well,
just, like,
it's a
stop
good
fucking
thing-
around.
It's a good thing he rolled a 17 for your insight and is not intimidated by you.
Well, he should be.
And in fact, he's like,
Well,
"Hey,
do we have a sack?
hey, you, Lady Elf, are you watching?" She's not even watching. Hey, Lady Elf.
Of course, she's not watching.
Hey, Lady Elf, watch this.
I'm what?
Oh! Oh, look at that.
Go fuck yourself, hide yourself.
Alright,
That's what he
alright, cool,
thinks of your
cool.
intimidation.
Cool. Alright.
So who's transcribing this?
I feel like you should have to roll for performance for that bullshit.
I'm gonna let Brad transcribe it.
All right,
While
Brad,
he's doing that,
roll your forgery kit proficiency.
What's that based off on?
It should be your proficiency bonus, and in this case, it is kind of performance, so I'll let you use your charisma. So do your no, this is fine work. Let's say dexterity. So your dexterity bonus, your proficiency bonus, and then a d20.
Is this guy coming with us though, or not? Like, have we already figured that out?
Oh, I don't know.
So dexterity, what was the other one?
Dexterity, your proficiency bonus, which should be like, +3. I think everyone is +3 now because you're level 8.
Okay.
Who knows what level this guy is though, and if he's some kind of.
24?
Yeah, relatively quickly. Again, since you're not trying to really like pass it off or something, you're just trying to get it like written and get all the symbols correct and get everything. Yeah, you're able to do it in about 15 minutes. It's like ends up being like 3 pages, but nonetheless, you get it done and it's all yours. And as soon as you do, he folds it up and he says, "I'll be right back."
and I cast Hold Person.
Uh,
Right, shit's
Wisdom
going
save?
down. Yeah, wisdom save. I know it's not the best, but
What's
we're
your bonus?
standing next to a paladin. 14.
See, I should have said that. I should have rolled a sneak.
Huh?
What's your DC?
Wisdom 14.
Oh yeah, he rolled a 17.
God damn it.
So now you make a wisdom save.
Sorry, missed my fight. Not that great. 11.
You're now held.
Joe, do something. God,
And he's
grab
like,
the
he
top
like
of
looks at
their
all you
bag.
guys, and poof, he's like a mist, and then like is gone.
That's what I was expecting to happen. Yeah,
Sons of bitches.
it's fucking. He just pulled some Abra shit on us.
He could still be in the area. Linus, use perception.
Let's go raid his fucking. Hey, let's go raid his little cavern of all his books and shit, and we can hold him hostage.
That's what I'm saying. We kidnap him and we stuff him.
25 perception check. Is he to see if he's close by?
Damn,
That's a
that's
natural 20.
He
Natural.
you don't see him, but you hear in the distance, "Fuck you guys."
Oh, he's in the distance.
Yeah, way in the
Yeah.
distance.
Well,
Does he have anything?
You're held. Does that mean that you can't go to the grave?
I rolled a 15 perception. Does he have any like items laying around?
You see like a little. You don't see any items, but you do see like a little path leading off in the stalagmites.
that's our kid ticket right there. Follow the path.
Okay, well,
Now-
who's gonna carry Sam for the next minute?
Mal kind of goes over and grabs him by a knee and grabs him by his elbow and just says, "Come on, little guy," and just kind of wheels.
Hoist me up. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you make it to this like little like living alcove.
Yeah, come on, Sergeant.
and,
Send the elves to go first. The elves are quick on their feet.
Yeah, right.
Send the sneaky ones first.
And yeah, Mal's just like, "I'm on it," and just like keeps walking behind him.
I'm like Professor Xavier over here in a wheelchair now.
We got to where?
Only for a minute.
A room?
We'll be back in a minute. Shit.
Yeah, we're chasing down the
I know, but
green halfway.
he said we came to a room.
Yeah, you're like kind of in a room. There's like a writing desk, and a bookshelf and a little bed. It's pretty tidy. Most halflings are.
Can I check? Can I go over to the desk and see if there's any drawers or compartment?
It's more like a drafting table. So like kind of
Okay,
like an
so it's
architect's
just
drafting table. There aren't really any desks, but there are a handful of books like piled up. Well, actually, I take that back. There's a handful of like these square things with like paper in it. You guys have never seen books. The majority of Dark Sun uses like scrolls.
Okay, so can I read the language if I pick it up?
Roll me a Arcana.
Just saying, Mal's going to pitch the idea of selling all this water so we can live
16.
out the rest. Our lives are rich.
16. It's
Yep.
got weird.
How are we
The
gonna
alphabet.
move
Okay, so you know how like back in like when the printing press was like first introduced, they had like those things that look like F's, but they were really S's. Nobody.
Oh, you're saying because they didn't have the key for like
Exactly,
an F?
they didn't have the key for it. That's kind of what this text is like. You can make out the stuff, but it's because they use a slightly different alphabet, or the way it was printed or written out, or you don't know what. But you can make out words, but every once in a while you'll come across a word that's like, "What the fuck is that?" Oh, those are S's, and something like that.
So we don't really know what it says though.
It seems to be a history. It's like telling stories about like some king who.
Okay, I'm taking it.
All right.
I'm going to close one eye and open the other eye so I can go into the gray and see what I can see.
You see, basically all of the fungi is now glowing, whether it's bioluminescent or not. So it kind of lights up the whole area, and you can just kind of see really clear now.
And using the power of the gray time travel, I'd like to rewind time about a minute or two to when I think he would be running through here to see which way to verify my claims that he's running through here.
He did not go this way. He went towards the pools, like further back into the caves.
Further back. All right. Must go deeper.
Can I just? I'm gonna cast minor illusion
Okay.
with the loudest sound that I can possibly make with that. I don't know what that is exactly.
Sure.
But the loudest sound that I can make, and I'm just going to tell him, we're gonna tell everybody where your cave is
All right. Acceptable.
if you don't come out.
Then you hear in the back of your mind, it's like, then I'm not going to be the one you need to worry about.
Nah, we'll tell him. All right, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Like I said, Send the elves.
He's
Send the
got a
elves.
bit of a head start. Good luck.
Yeah, but they're fast. They're much faster than fucking filthy hobbitses.
With 2
They're
extra C's
filthy.
at the end. All right. Then, if Heidi and Joe are gonna do this, they need to roll an athletics, with disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Shit, why do they have disadvantage?
Good.
Has it been a
Because-
minute yet?
It is difficult terrain. Oh yeah, it's been a minute. You're out of it.
All right. I'm going to bless Heidi, Joe, and Malvin.
Wait, what did he cast? Something?
He
No, you
casts-
guys got to make some rolls here and whatnot.
Oh, okay, what am I
Why,
making?
why you blessing me though?
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to defend me if shit goes down because I can't defend myself.
I rolled a-
apparently.
Disadvantage of fucking 1.
Yep.
What are we rolling?
Athletics to catch up with the goblin.
Roll
Or to
good, Joe.
try, because you're not doing too well so far.
Disadvantage.
Or
I rolled a
Heidi
10 then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi's sucking at life, as usual.
What's the plus on your athletics, though, Joe?
0.
0. My acrobatics is good, but not my athletics.
Yeah, it should have been off acrobatics, not athletics.
Well, they're having to like sprint to catch up with him, not necessarily move through these.
Dexterity.
Do what?
Yeah.
No, sprinting is
You're
all
right.
strength. Just.
Through a cave though.
Grrr.
What about nature? Because then we have to, like, avoid all the cave stuff.
You're gonna-
Stalagmites
you're
hit
gonna
you in the
think
face.
your way?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, what if we put Mal up front with his fucking shield up, and he just plows through all the stalagmites?
He could do
Not
a
so
few.
difficult bet.
He could do a few, but not all of them. Some of them are pretty thick. And again, it's not necessarily getting through the stalagmites. It's catching up with him because he's got like a 3-minute head start. So you're having to
I'm
like
just saying this kind of feels.
sprint, like beat your chest, sprint.
He can't be that fast.
Wait, he
He's
cast
not,
bless
but
on us.
he's got
Can
a
I,
3-minute head start.
How much does bless give me?
An extra D4 on top of that.
Do I roll the d4 at disadvantage?
Well, you just apply the D4 to whatever your disadvantage score was.
So 4.
Mouse.
I get
So
4.
13.
Yeah. So yeah, you still haven't caught up with him, and you're like running along the side of the lake.
All right, guys.
I think this might be a futile endeavor here.
I
Yeah, I
think
was
so
about to say,
too.
like-
It just dawned on me. I got a new plan. I forgot I have locate creature.
Hey, hold up though. I got an idea.
Okay,
Why
right, go on, I'll
why don't we just block him in?
Well, I don't know. I can't guarantee this is the end of the cave, though. It is a cave system. Cave systems are intense.
That could come out somewhere else. We don't have any way to breathe underwater.
Heidi, roll me in nature, Heidi.
God, my nature's really not that great, but it's not a
You're the one
0.
running roll in nature.
I know. Hold on.
Anybody else can also roll in nature. if they
22!
want. There you go. Okay, so you know about this thing
Never
called
mind.
condensation?
I
And
knew
looking at
about
the-
condensation.
Yeah, and looking at this cave setup, you think that's how it works. And the only way to make this work is that if the wind, which you now feel the nice cool breeze blowing through, captures the moisture on the air and condensates it into this giant lake. So yes, there's definitely a back way out because that's where the wind is blowing through to.
Okay.
So we're going to proceed then. All right. We'll just keep proceeding towards where we think the exit would be.
Well, there's also the one on the way out. You know the way back out.
We do know the way back out, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't feel wind blowing in if there was not an exit because
Yeah.
a draft wouldn't blow through.
As you were first entering, the wind was at your back, and
Mhm.
if you
Now
faced
it's
the
at
way
our
the wind's
face.
at your face, that's the way you came in. If you go the other way, you'd have
Yeah,
to go past
we'll go
the
that way.
lake and all this other kind of stuff.
Well, here we go. Keep moving.
Okay, so you travel for probably a good 2 miles along the edge of this lake, and you eventually come to a pretty sheer cliff face. You can kind of see light peeking over the top of the cliff, but it's still pretty dark, save for some bioluminescent mushrooms every once in a while.
So we can look down and over the edge?
No, other way. You got to look up. You're at the bottom of this.
How high is it, you think? Can I roll a
About
perception
80
on that? 80 feet? Start climbing.
All right. This is definitely athletics.
All of us?
Whoever wants to climb.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, okay.
So, good news. When you first latched on, Joe, to try and you're like, hey, this is a good handhold.
Shit.
Nope.
I got 17.
So did Mal.
My athletics is a +7.
I forgot I have pretty
Yeah,
ball
sorry.
in athletics.
I got me a 2. I think
Okay,
Joe's rock.
so, Heidi, just for through sheer luck, and then Mal and Ezekiel, just for sheer brawn, have made it about halfway up. But both Linus and Carrick are still at the bottom going, rock climbing. Not as hard, not as easy as it looks.
Well, I'm still at the bottom. I rolled a 1 again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just pondering right
You're
now.
like, every handle I pick, it just
What the
crumbles in
fuck?
my hand.
Gotta try again.
Yeah, I can't figure it out either. This is
Yeah.
confusing.
Jeez.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll talk
Okay,
down the road.
so, but real quick, Heidi,
I
Mal,
have a rope.
Heidi,
50
Mal, and
feet.
Ezekiel, give me another athletics roll to make it to the top again.
Oh, fuck.
13.
Okay, you're fine.
Oh, this
2
is
for Heidi.
Okay,
Oh,
so
I'm gonna fall to her death.
who went up first?
I think I did.
Obviously, I did.
Okay. And who went up second?
I'm pretty sure Nathan rolled next.
No, I mean like your climbing order on this cliff.
Oh,
Mal
Ian-
said he went first, so who goes second?
I'll go second then.
Okay, so Heidi, you just completely fall to the bottom.
Can I cast a quick action?
I just look at her. I'm like, you can't figure this out either, can you?
Make a constitution
Fucking
check.
out.
It's a d6 for every 10 feet, and you got halfway up, so that's 4d6 damage you're going to take when you hit the
Ooh.
bottom. Roll me a
As she's falling,
Roll
can I
me
cast
evens odds.
Sanctuary on her?
Roll you a
Like-
what?
evens odds.
What does that mean?
Just roll a dice, doesn't matter which one, and is it evens or is it odds?
Roll a
Roll
D100.
D10.
Mal couldn't like see her falling and like cast a quick Sanctuary on her or anything like that.
Evens.
Like,
Or
bam.
Save.
If you want to try, yeah, sure.
Oh, casting Sanctuary on her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it an action, or is it a bonus action, or is it a reaction?
It's a bonus action. Give me
Okay,
a
so
second.
yeah, you can do it. And what does it do
Okay.
exactly?
It prevents all damage. Here, I can read it if you give me 1 second. I just
Sure.
gotta find my spells. Blah, 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 blah. Sanctuary. Okay, well, okay. You ward a creature within range against attack. So it's against attack. Okay, that's very.
Yeah,
And
Nope.
Victory.
this is environmental damage.
This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from area effects such as explosive or fireball. If the warded creature makes an attack, yeah.
Roll your 4d4, 46.
Never mind.
Yeah.
what? My 44?
Ooh. No, I roll the damage. And that is 18 points of falling damage.
Is she dead?
I don't know. How many hit points do you have, Heidi?
43.
Okay, so yeah, she's fine. But it fucking knocked the wind out of her.
Can I attempt to climb again,
She probably
please?
twisted her ankle. Yeah.
Fuck.
We'll be tossing down a road.
Yo, yeah. So I was gonna say.
I'm
you
just
got a rope,
like
I
putting
got
my
a rope.
hands in shit and
Your
falling
weak
down.
little
like an
arms
idiot.
can't do it, but mine can because I've been digging holes. Mal can because he's blind, and
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes all the sense. The
Yeah.
blind guy's scaling the
I
fucking
just-
wall.
As soon as you lose your sight, upper body strength. Raw.
right?
I just have these big, strong hands.
It's kind of like retard strength, like.
I just make the fits
Fuck
for
yeah.
the hands. If anything, everybody should be able to climb up right after me because I'm kicking holes in the rock and I'm like, just.
We should have had somebody latch onto our backs as we climbed.
Yeah.
Because like Joe's an elf, they can't weigh that much.
No, it would still cause you to be a disadvantage.
We'd still get up it. Plus
Anyway,
7,
who
plus
has
6.
80 feet worth of rope?
He has 50 foot of rope, and I have 50 foot of rope. We're going to tie it
Tie a knot in
together.
it. That's there you go.
Boom.
All right.
Lock it down.
Give me a general dexterity roll to see how good this knot is.
I feel like wise men know how to tie knots. I'm just going to say.
Sell me on it. Sell me on it.
Okay, I will sell you on it because old men always know how to tie a good knot. You don't have shit to do on how dexterity, how dexterous you are. You're just,
Well, I mean, they got to loop it in just right.
Old man will be like, yo, check this out. Well, bam, just like, and
All
it's
right.
done. Young man's just like, oh, I don't even know. That looked like some kind of wizardry magic.
All right, roll me a general wisdom then.
Excellent.
Get it, Sam.
Oh shit! You want me to do it?
Well, you're the wise one.
All right.
What's Mal gonna do? Charm it into a
Camp
knot?
Master,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Camp Master Dave Shoophouse. We'll see if it works here.
Come on.
You rolled a 1, didn't you?
No,
A 2.
a 3.
Oh well.
Plus my wisdom.
Oh, we're gonna be fucked down here.
Well, wait.
We go to test the knot and pull back on it with both of our weights.
Yeah.
What happens?
Obviously, it comes undone. We're like, whoa.
Roll me an even odds.
We're also obviously being safe and make sure we're pulling apart away from this cliff like we wouldn't, fall off
Roll
of
me an
it.
even odds.
Evens odds.
Oh, oops.
So how you were D100.
Yeah, it's a D100. 75 odds.
You guys pull
Really?
1, 2,
I didn't do-
3, and then blam, you're on your asses.
Okay.
All
So we got to tie another knot.
right.
Good thing you tested it. I mean,
It was good.
now you look
thinking,
just
pal.
stupid. Otherwise, you could have killed somebody.
Well, we'll just tell him to send Heidi first. We'll be all right.
Shit. Go ahead, Heidi. Come on.
Do that wisdom roll again to tie that knot.
Ooh, I got a better idea. Hold on. Is there like any big rocks around, like decent sized rocks, like yay big round?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one of those and I'm gonna cast stone shape on it.
Okay.
Yep. And what I'm gonna turn it into is basically like this clamp right around the two pieces, so that the stone.
It's like,
is holding
and
the
I
two
want
pieces.
my rope back.
We just break the rock afterwards.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
that worked.
now
Waste of a level 4
you three
spell.
at the
but I'll
bottom.
take it.
Now that they've got the rope secure and ready to go, you now have advantage on this roll. Let's see if you
Come
can
on,
do
you
it.
guys.
And you do have to make 2, but let's start with just the first one that gets you halfway up. And who's going first?
I am.
Okay.
Advantage. Roll another one.
9.
Okay. 13. The 13 was good
13.
enough. So you make
Oh,
it
with
up halfway, Brad.
Advantage. Okay.
So
Who's
who's
going
going
first?
next?
Mike.
All right. I'll go next.
All
I'll go
right.
next.
Okay. never mind.
You
10.
know what? 10 is what you need, because you're bracing yourself
And I'm
against the
halfway
wall
up.
with a rope.
How high up above?
Heidi
to
got
the
an
top.
18.
Heidi,
From there?
yeah. Good
Guys
thing
are
she
gonna
got
have to
advantage
roll
because the
again.
18. That 2. Okay, so now all of you are halfway
How,
up.
how high
Brad,
up from now?
do
40
what?
40 feet.
Can I? Oh, go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, good thing you got advantage.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, Brett.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh!
Oh. Okay. Brad,
As I slip, do I have time to cast levitate on myself?
can you do it as a reaction or a bonus action?
No, it's an action.
Yeah, it's only a 40-foot drop. You don't have time to cast it.
Okay.
Now,
But give
Shouldn't
me
be
No.
a farm day, man.
give me a evens odds.
Would he take us all out on the way down?
That's what this evens odds is about.
Good. Find out.
That's what he's rolling.
Mal's going to whisper to
I have an
Ezekiel.
idea. I'm going to deal with this.
Maybe we should cut the rope and cull the herd.
It seems like you and me can get this job
Take
done.
the
a lot
dead weight
faster.
out of it.
Fall and be like, I agree.
So did you
I'll
roll
go
the
around.
evens odds?
That's you, Brad.
2.
Brad, evens odds.
Oh, I thought you said Mal.
Nope, you. All right. He was getting overconfident
Even-
and kind of like doing that like kind of bounce repel thing. And when he bounced out that last time, he just kind of lost grip. So he kind of soars past you and Heidi. If you want, either one of you can roll a hit and see if you can grab onto him.
And catch him. Just
And
do a
catch him,
roll.
yeah.
Just a d20.
Yeah, just like you're gonna roll a hit. Actually, Joe gets to go first because he'll pass by Joe first, and you may not need to, Heidi.
To hit?
Yeah, just
We'll
roll to hit
just
him.
have him.
Is it just a regular, like, unarmed
Well,
strike
yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah, unarmed strike. Yeah, sure.
I almost want to cast like command
23.
on Joe and have him sneeze so that he misses the opportunity.
23. I got
Okay,
him.
so yeah, you definitely like grab onto him. Now make an athletics check, no advantage, to keep holding onto the rope and holding on to your place
Oh,
on the cliff.
actually, can I do something slightly different?
Okay.
Let me talk you into this. Can I just have, because I'm holding it, can I have Brad grab the rope real quick? Can he grab the rope?
Like swing him back.
Yeah,
Swing down and
make another athletics to grab the rope, Brad.
Oh, this
You didn't
going
make
off.
it.
Yeah,
You
you
did
still have a
it.
hold of him because you like he was falling and you just kind of latch onto him, and with his momentum you kind of swing him around to try and make him grab the rope. So you end up just like slamming him into the cliff face, and he goes and
Ow.
still can't get it. Yeah. Take 4
What
points
was
of
it
damage
like?
from slamming your face into the cliff face.
I bet your wife is happy she's dead right now. She would want to see this disgrace.
Damn, that was hard.
That's
Man,
pretty
I did
hardcore.
20 minutes trying to climb a fucking wall. Oh, we didn't white. I would suppose we are.
Oh yeah, but only you can teleport. You can't take
I
Brad with
know.
you.
That's why I was hoping he'd fucking grab it, but he didn't.
Okay,
So now I gotta make a.
yeah,
Can I make an action yet?
Well-
Just let him fall, and we'll pull him up.
make
Why?
an athletics check. Joe, make
Right?
an athletics check.
We
Me?
could just tie him off. Holy
I'm thinking about just teleporting and leaving him.
Well, that's what. Make an athletics check, Joe.
I didn't do it. 3.
I
Okay,
didn't
so
do it.
you have an
That's
option.
going awesome.
You have an option at this point. Your grip is failing, but you want to keep holding on. You want to keep holding onto the rope or keep holding onto Brad.
Ooh.
Sophie's choice. Sophie's choice.
It's not that far. I can take a hit.
It's 40 feet. It's 4d6.
Will my
grab it.
if I hang on to him, will my slow fall take us both?
Nope.
He'll pull me
Your slow
down.
fall only works on you.
Okay, I'm teleporting up. Bye, Brad.
All
Go
right.
on.
Heidi, do you want to try and grab Brad as he falls past?
Yeah, I guess I can.
Okay, roll the hit.
Sorry, Brad.
Oh,
She
Oh,
crit
damn.
him.
She
another
lashed
nat
right
20.
on you.
Critted
Okay,
it. This
so
is way
not
better.
only do you saw how Joe was doing it with like the little momentum thing. You're like, I can do that. Swoop! And Brad, the rope's right. You're like, oh shit, the rope.
And they're
You're
both
now
staring
holding
into
onto
each
the
other's
rope, and
eyes.
Heidi's like, climb.
just wait
So-
for the
No,
so-
women's here to get the job
We'll
fucking
pull you
going.
up. Hold on, we'll pull you up. I'm gonna yell that down.
Yeah, there's
Now,
3 of us now. Can we roll to
Fucking
pull it
him
up?
Yeah.
It's a new
Yeah,
blossoming
basically,
love story. Brad
whoever's the
Pitt,
strongest now
the
gets
savior.
advantage because he has 2 people helping them.
It's definitely
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I'm like just
Okay,
got
roll,
my
roll
legs
advantage
raised.
to pull them up.
Okay.
And of course, they're not just like dead weighting it; they're like walking it up with you. Or hopefully, you guys are walking it up.
I'm kind of scared to at this point.
And that's 4,
Brad, just sit
so that's
there.
20.
So that's 20. He got a 20.
unnatural 20.
Yeah, you can roll again. Maybe you'll get a crit, and you'll be like shwimp, and they just go flying through the air. hit the top of the cave and like land.
Nope.
Oh,
Level
maybe
3.
not.
Okay, so no, you just
He
pull them
dropped
up
them.
normally. All right, so you're now all at the top of the cliff, and yeah, about like another like 50 yards or so, you can see sunlight and like another cave opening.
What?
Let's go.
Mal pokes
Even
his
though-
head up.
He's gone by
Looks
now. It took
around.
us probably a half hour to do that.
That's all right. I got locate creature.
Mal pops his head out of the cave and looks around and pops back down and says, "I don't see shit."
Yeah, he's right.
All right.
Right.
I'm gonna say, well, we're not
Yeah.
looking for shit.
He also never sees shit,
But-
so
One thing
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I know.
One
I'm
thing
just
that you do
asking
see, kind of like a little off to the side, there seems to be this like pen, kind of like that holds like domestic animals, but like kind of covering this whole flat edge of like a peninsula, like this like little flattened out part of like the whole mountain face, and in that pen you see 3 Quetzalcoatl flying bird or flying lizards. The giant kind, the mount kind.
Ooh.
It seems that there was a 4th, but the 4th is not there anymore.
and they can hold more than one person, I would assume.
Yes.
Mal's like,
So-
"Don't mind if I do." He goes,
Let's fucking mob out. Oh well. Anybody got any animal handling? Or are we
Yeah.
just gonna do this?
Because
The
you guys have
The gangster
seen
way.
these around like the big cities, but you've never actually flown one.
I got a
Can
plus
I-
1, but I've watched
yeah.
Never Ending Story a lot.
I'm only +2.
I got a 10.
I have a +3.
Okay,
I'm gonna attempt.
Who's gonna fly and who's gonna ride?
I'll
I'll
attempt
ride.
to fly.
Okay, so I will need an animal handling from you. Okay, you try
That's
and
a 5.
approach one of them.
I'll-
Actually, you try and
Just like-
approach all of them, and they all just kind of like scatter like chickens, and then they screech at you.
I'll attempt to fly as well.
All right, animal handling then.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. I even have a +3. I got a 9.
Well, you
Miles
do a little
walking
better. You
towards
can at least
one,
get to
maybe.
them, but as soon as you grab like their like little harness thing, they still kind of like flap and try and like jerk out of you. Yeah.
Anybody else
no.
want to give this a shot?
I'll give it a shot.
Mal's walking at one, and he's
Yeah.
making noise with his mouth, with his hands underhanded, and he rolls.
And you know what? Actually, since you have the mounted combat feat, I'll give you advantage on your animal handling.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Good, because this first one sucked.
Anyway, well, here, that's,
I'm doing it too. Oh, I got a 13.
and I got a +1, so I got a 13.
Okay, so Mal and Phelan are able to subdue and calm 2 enough that they can mount them.
Nice. So,
And also
Yeah.
calm them enough that someone can ride with both of them. So there's
Okay.
Oh,
still,
Lina.
there's
I'm
still
just
a
riding
third
all
one.
around. I'm
Brad's
like
got him.
riding around like, there you go. There you go, baby. I'm just like getting comfortable with
Oh
it.
shit, yeah,
Make
Brad
it
did get him. Okay, so Brad got the third one.
nice.
Who's gonna ride with me?
I'll ride with you.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is actually take our little break, and then we'll see where you guys want to fly to when we come back.
Come
Okay.
fly with me. Come
Who's flying?
Take me away.
All right, and we're back. So, before the break, the party had a fierce, nigh on unending battle with a 80-foot cliff face, which
It's a tough one.
they prevailed eventually. And they also found a handful of Quetzalcoatl, or giant pterodactyls, basically, that they can ride as mounts. And they have successfully subdued them, or at least Phelan, Mal, and Linus have subdued them, as Kyle and Carrick didn't do so well on their attempts to subdue, and therefore are now riding with instead of piloting their newfound air transportation. So,
It's all right. It's all right.
we're going to switch to the Roll20 screen. So if you look, you will notice that there is now a pterodactyl for the party. So where you guys want to go?
Are you gonna cast locate creature and find this little guy, or what?
Yes.
Okay. If you remember, locate creature only works if it's within 1,000 feet of you, or you can cast it as a more powerful ritual, but you'll have to take 20 minutes to do so, and then it'll be a little bit easier to locate them.
I think you gotta take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You can attempt to use a survival, and Ezekiel, if you remember, when you look into the gray, he's surrounded by a beacon. Just like
There you
Darfru
go.
was, just like that halfling was.
Okay. You
True.
said these things are called Quetzalcoatls? That started with a Q?
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I'll peer into the
Eyes on
gray
it.
first to see if I can find them.
Okay, then roll me a survival. And this won't take any spell casting.
Whoa, slow down. I never go to second entree on first date. All right. What was it?
Survival?
Survival 19.
Okay, yeah. You spot it off in the distance. The beacon does seem to be floating about like 150 feet off the ground, and it's headed basically out to the east, trying to go here to Schult. It's currently about 3/4 of the way to Drash, so it's like right there. So he's apparently flying out east.
Sam has relayed that information.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So shall we pursue?
I think we could cut him off. I think we could travel faster than him. And I think we can cut him off. Would we make it to Drash before him?
Why would our
It depends
flyers
on
be
the animal
slower
handling,
than
because
faster than
I
his?
mean, he has the same creature you guys do, and weighs half as much as you guys do. Him alone.
He's on.
So, you can always find this guy, though, because he's got a beacon coming from him. So,
Yeah.
like,
Let's just follow him.
well, we could also, like, you know, go rest or some shit at a nearby town, and, like, the dude has to be done moving. Like, after, you know what I mean? Like, he's gotta stop at some point, is all I'm saying. Like, the whole catching up thing might not even be necessary. I don't know.
Right. That's true.
And
Well,
a rest would be like, boom, we got all our shit back. Like, we don't got to worry about, you know. Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with that.
So are
He'll
you
get
gonna
away.
do a short or a long rest?
So we're not going to Rom, though, right?
No,
just in case,
No.
yeah.
just in case. Yeah.
Uh,
Let's do a long, right? If that's what we need to do. Does anybody need? We just need our hit points back for the
We can
people
go
who
into town though.
well, we
like
got people
5
missing
towns
hit points, and then people that want spell slots back because apparently he, as Kyle, uses a level 4 slots or spell slot. Yeah, 2. Okay.
I only
Two.
have 2.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
And right
just
here at the
kinda-
cave entrance is pretty cushy too. So I mean, you could just rest here.
Let's do that.
All right.
okay. Well, while we're camping,
Yeah.
Mouse riding around on that.
I was
thing,
gonna
just
say,
like
whoever wants to can attempt more animal handlings to strengthen the bond between you and your new mount.
that's all I'm doing before we rest. Oh,
And again,
that'd be 15.
since you already have mounted combat and you know how to, I mean, you don't know this one, but you know in general, you get advantage.
So is this practicing give us
So that'd
advantage
be-
on
Yeah.
like future roll?
That'd be two 15s in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, so I see for level 8 you get another what is it? Another attribute bonus or whatever. Not attribute, but
Yeah, it's either a feat
what
or
do they call
attribute
it?
bonus.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked an attribute bonus, but I
Okay.
was gonna see if I could have time to just look over feats just to see if there was anything
Yeah, that's fine.
like that. Yeah, and undo it.
Yeah.
Just because. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Brad, you're not so successful.
Nope.
You think you might have like pissed him off a little bit, but I mean,
Okay. What are we eating for dinner, though? You know what I mean?
anybody else want to bond with the third one
I will bond with it.
or attempt?
Aren't I bonding with it already?
I mean,
Yeah.
you were able to calm it down so someone could get on it, but like you guys ended up like deciding to rest instead of leaves right away. So, but anybody can try. I mean,
I'm gonna try to beat Heidi's bonding with it.
Hey,
I got a 9.
I got a.
And I got a 1.
5.
I really pissed it off.
yeah, they don't seem to like you very much, Joe.
Yeah,
They kind of like
I'm done
screech
trying.
back up.
I'm done with these fucking things. You guys deal with them.
All right.
Can Mal just be like flying through
Heidi
the air
and
like this is awesome?
Phelan and Ezekiel were standing at either end of like the pen and doing that. Who's gonna come to me? Who's gonna come to me? But unfortunately, he just kind of stood in the middle of you. And if he were able to give you guys the finger, he would have given you both the finger.
I'm gonna go rest.
9 this time. Roll again. As
I'm
a
going to
cat.
rest.
Fight for its affection.
I will. 8.
Ooh.
Okay, it kind of looks back to Heidi because Heidi like calmed it before, but it still doesn't budge.
All right. One more time.
Come on.
4. Oh.
Well, you're getting all your bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah, but I want.
God damn it, 8 again.
Yeah.
So I can actually take another to see if I can actually.
Say, do we all get like 2 more?
Sure. Yeah, everyone gets like 3.
All right, I'm gonna do one more. Oh no! Damn it! 3.
Well, natural 1 too. So
I get advantage with mine, so this is technically
17.
Nice.
He critted too.
oh, you don't even need to roll the third one, Mal.
yeah.
This one loves you.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
given
like
it a
rubber.
name.
That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted.
You've given
Oh,
it a
nice.
name.
Oh, Brad critted
Brad
too.
too.
Mal thinks and says, "Flying Crusade Brinker."
Does Mal even know that he's in the air?
Sam,
shit.
you need to roll one more time.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to see the ground, so like he would. Yeah,
Yeah,
thing's got
actually, after
wings.
like
Feel the rush of air past him.
after all these like these hours spent between
Like,
like Ezekiel and like Phelan, like trying to goad it, eventually it like
Sam had
changes
one more
its
roll.
mind and walks right up to Carrick because he rolled a 17.
I just rolled a fucking 21.
Okay, finally you put a little oomph behind it. You're like, you better come here, and it like as it was like walking towards Carrick, it was like, and then like comes over to you.
Shit.
Go back to bed, Carrick.
Now I have a
Yep.
newspaper and I hit it on the nose with a newspaper. I say, off the floor. I used to do that as a little kid to my dog. I used to call it over and then hit it with a newspaper.
That's why no one loves you, you
carpet.
fucking evil
What the
ginger.
fuck?
Okay.
That is
so,
some soul food.
At the end of the 8 hours, you guys are fully long rested, and the or Linus's Quetzalcoatl and Mal's Quetzalcoatl love them and will do anything they want, which means under any normal circumstances, you can fly your mount. You can land it, you can fly it in a direction, up, down, left, right, whatever. It's only in stress flying. So like if you have to dodge a lot of stuff, or if you're in some sort of aerial combat, which may happen, that's when you'll have to actually start making checks. Now,
Okay.
did you roll a natural 20 or a dirty 20?
Mine was a natural.
Well, I know, Ezekiel. Sam.
No, I rolled a 21 because I had an 18 plus my 3 for manual handling.
Okay, so yours is still not quite bonded to you, but it does trust you the most. So you will have to make checks for landing and taking off, but you won't have to for actual like flying directions and stuff like that.
All right,
Until you get like the full bond with them.
Okay. Joe, here's my plan now.
What's the biggest nearby town? Or not in a cave. We rested outside the cave. And
you're outside the cave right here.
Now we're gonna see where.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna see where the dude is. So are we in pursuit now for this guy, or what do you guys want to do?
Drage, which is here, which is the closest one. There's these smaller forts, but they are kind of like small. They'd be about the size of North and South Ladopolis. They're not like super small, but they're not like Fort Harabeth small, but they are, of a good size. And then, of course, you guys were in Rom. That's also relatively close.
Shit. So do you guys want to go to a town nearby, or do you want to see where this guy's at and pursue him? Because the only thing I was going to see is if we ended up going to a town, is I was going to look around for a cell or something to buy, because Mal's still rich. But other than that, I'm totally.
Now we found.
Oh, you guys got me some gold. What do I need to add to my sheet?
I think 40.
Yeah, you guys found 160 actual silver pieces.
Oh, 32 or something is what it is.
Yeah, it was like 32 gold. Put it in the actual gold column.
Okay, so is the other stuff, should I put that in the copper then? Because I've had this
silver.
in the gold.
The other stuff should be like silver.
Okay, so I'll just switch these around real quick.
Yep. And most of the time, everyone will use the ceramic pieces, which count as silver. Even if it gets up into the hundreds and thousands and whatever like that. People rarely actually give up like any sort of like metal. But it still counts as like a gold piece.
You said 40 gold pieces. So 40 silver pieces, but we're going to count it as gold on this. Yes. So I just had 9. Okay. So right now I have 31 silver and I got 40 gold. Heck yeah. Have people trying to convince people like that it's worth money or something, or are they just going to be like, oh man, that looks awesome, and like this is hard metal, like they're just going to be like,
they'll immediately see for what it is and immediately want to get it from you.
Okay.
Whether that's legally or
yeah, I got you. Got to be careful about waving around my goods. So
what are you guys doing?
I'm trying to drink my wine.
We're flying, aren't we?
Well, where are you flying?
Yeah, we gotta find the guy. So that's you with your gray ability.
Well, he was heading out towards Schultz, so I think if we fly out towards Drage or Bitterwell, I'll be able to do into the gray again and get a better sight of where he actually went to. So let's head out towards Drage first, and then I'll peer into the gray.
Okay.
You guys could easily make it to Drage in about 2 hours.
Nice.
So,
it's morning time, right?
No, it's daytime because you guys spent your.
Well, I'm saying like it's morning though. Like, we spent I thought that we just like slept and woke up and now we're trying to find him. But okay, yeah, I got you.
Okay. You get about there, and I need everyone to make me a history check.
History?
Mm-hmm. This is for a handful of things, but the primary reason you're about to find out, depending on your...
24!
Okay.
Damn.
Good one. 21.
6.
I don't think my history got shit on it. Yeah, so my history is great. 14.
Okay. Anybody who rolled above a 10, know that were you to fly a flying mount into Bollock, where the majority of you are actually from, you don't know the ins and outs, but you know that they somehow communicate to you to tell you where to land. And also, you kind of need a permit, basically. What it boils down to. If you don't have one, they have practitioners of the way who will just mind meld with the creature and fly it into a holding pen, essentially, and whoever's on top of that beast at the time will be arrested.
So we're landing outside of Draj.
You don't know exactly what Draj has, but being another huge city-state, because this is one of the main ones, you think they might have something similar.
I think we could probably pay for a little permit.
So we gotta get that permit though, like beforehand. So
Yeah, you would have to have had it before. They don't like sell you the permit as you land.
Land them in a discreet location and walk on in, and then try to figure out how to get one of these. Well, I'm gonna try to figure out how to get one of these permits.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So roll me a survival. I mean, anybody can. Just somebody roll me a survival to try and find that cushy spot.
Well, that's not going to do it, but I got
it.
So that's an 11.
I got an 8.
Also got an 8.
It's up to you, Brad.
10.
Okay, it's not up to you. What'd you get, Sam?
For a roll for what?
Survival.
Survival.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got an 11.
All right, well, you got the highest.
I got an 11 too with my bonus.
Okay. So both of you together kind of find a dip in the dunes on kind of like the closer edge of this area right there. It's a little bit further away than you wanted to be, but it's still probably only another hour's walk. But you think that you'll be far enough away that the mounts will be safe there.
Okay. Sick.
And in fact, actually, definitely Linus and Mal's mount will be safe and will stay there for as long as you ask it to. It'll also hunt on its own if there's like an extended amount of time, but it will return to this place when you do. Sam.
I'll yell at mine. Fuck that shit.
Roll me another animal handling to see if you can get the same benefit.
No, I can't. I'm about to old yeller mine.
Okay.
6.
So, you have a pretty good feeling that this will stick with its other clutch mates, which are the other two, or it won't get too far from them. But you don't know if it'll land on command for you so that when you come back, you can actually mount it. It might just circle until these two fly up. You don't know. But you don't think it's going to go too far. Or at least too far away from these other two.
I'll accept that.
Okay. So, you land. You tell your mounts to stay. Stay. And you walk into Draj. Okay, so for the actual people of Joe, Heidi, Sam, and Brad, you guys will remember on our previous campaign in Dark Sun, this was like the main city that you traveled to first when you first got here, and it's a very Aztec, Maya influenced city. Mm-hmm. Just like Bollock was, Greek and Roman, this is like Aztec and Maya. So it's got lots of step pyramids, people around, or like at least the guards and the Templars and all those other kind of people are wearing like lots of like feathers. Looks a little like Zuldazar as well, that kind of thing. And then Mal, that's what you've never been this far north. You've only heard people talk of Draj, and these are the sights. Well, sorry, the senses and smells that you're getting.
Mal uses his tattoo just to get a good look around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing like it's just as big as Bollock, and it's just as busy and bustling as that. And they have like a wall around. Actually, one section of the wall looks incredibly brand new. Like there's like kind of like wear and then all of a sudden this like pristine discoloration in one section of the wall of the south, and then it continues again.
So,
And then, like inside step pyramids, people with kind of like an Aztec and Maya dress and stuff like that.
and so, would they have like some kind of guards or something like that that aren't exactly like greeting, but like imagine standing around the city gates,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
as we enter.
There's definitely a contingent of guards at the gates, probably about 8, like in the area. Some are on top of the wall, some are like down at the. There's definitely 2 on like either side, and yeah, they're like they've got these like large shields with lots of like feathers coming off of them and a spear, and they have these like jaguar masks.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask one of them, or well, I'm going to ask one of them. Tell one of them that I am looking for a permit, or where I would find a permit for a flying creature, and where I could also find some kind of, well, I guess like saddle or something like that, whatever you'd call it, to fix that.
The permit would be in the municipal building, which is towards the center of town. I guess you'd have to go to like a mountain dealer to find a saddle for it. There's a few on the north side. He says with
Okay.
like a little bit of a twinge of disdain, as if that's like kind of the snooty side of town, or that's what you gather from his like it's on the north side. The
Okay.
municipal building is kind of in the center of town. He says
So
like,
that's
you see the Great Pyramid, and yeah, you guys. Well, Mal may not be able to, but everyone else can see like the tallest like step pyramid towering over the rest of the city. And he's like, it's just south of that.
okay. So Miles going to just ask anybody if they want to come with him, but that's what he's going to be doing is figuring out about stuff like that, or about that permit. I don't know if anybody else is trying to get that, but yeah, I want to be able to fly these things into town.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll get my permit as well.
I need to.
Okay. So, his directions weren't the greatest, but he was right. It's just south of the giant pyramid, and all you had to do was kind of follow the giant pyramid. And pretty much anywhere you go in the city, so long as you have like a bit of a space from like a really tall, or like not really tall, like they got these kind of like adobe houses that are about like 2 and 3 stories. But nonetheless, if you get like, you can pretty much see it anywhere. It's kind of like the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Like, you can kind of see it from everywhere in Paris, but if you're too close to buildings, then it's obscured, blah, blah, blah. So you wander around a bit and ask a few more people and guards how to get there. And you eventually find your way to the municipal building, which, again, is like right across the street from like the giant pyramid in the middle of town. And this seems to be a smaller stepped pyramid that's about as tall. Well, it's slightly above. It's probably about 5 stories, whereas the giant one's probably a good like 15 or 20 stories.
Okay.
And then
So
you go into the municipal building, and again you ask around for like this permit, and you're led off to like this side where this this human is. He's not necessarily behind a desk, but he is sitting at this kind of like one of those like low tables that you can like sit on the ground at, and he's got like pillows and stuff around him, but he's like sitting on the ground, cross-legged, scratching into something. And as soon as he gets done with that, he flips the paper over and puts it into this giant stack that's next to him.
excuse me, sir. I'm
like the bindings or anything, or just by observation, what he's might be jotting down.
Roll a history.
Crit.
Bam! He is writing down. He's copying, because it looks like he has like one sheet there, and he's like furiously copying. The sheet that he's copying, you at a glance, you just like see all of it and know what it says, and it's basically a license to have a stall in the market square. So
Sweet.
he's basically copying all of these licenses that can then be filled out, and then whoever wants to have a stall in the market square can then have a stall in the market square. It's incredibly boring and mundane, but you're in the municipal building.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to bureaucracy.
Yeah. I was just looking for like a general.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Oh, okay. But that works. That could work out in the future.
Yeah, what is it? So yeah, I'm pulling that whole. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for a flying permit. Hope or that would be like transgress
More of a landing permit.
or a landing permit. Yeah, for a flying animal. That
I understand what you're talking about. Do you have proof of ownership?
No, I don't. I'm intending on buying it, and I wasn't going to buy it if I wasn't going to own it.
Well, you need a proof of ownership before you
Very
can
well,
apply for a license.
Hmm.
You should have been able to get that from whatever dealer sold you the mount.
No, that's what I was saying. Is I wasn't going to, buy the mount without having the right permits in order.
I think my cat made a convincing point on why Mal has the licensing. He just doesn't have it with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, indeed.
Pretty convincing. I thought it was. Anyway.
I was not convinced. I must say, it's yeah. Sorry.
See,
Sorry,
he's
Mom.
very upset now that you're not convinced.
Hey, his argument was shallow.
Don't piss
I'm
off
gonna
the
look
cat.
around. Is there any visible licenses laying around?
The only one you see right now is the one for the market stall.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're kind of screwed. How long, if we, when we decide to buy our mounts, how long do these permits last? Is it like a day's thing that we have to buy every day we stay, or how does that work?
No,
Is it like a lifelong?
he said
Is it assigned to that mount?
He basically explains that whenever the permit is sealed with the seal of the Sorcerer King, it imparts on the paper a sort of like magic that more or less makes it indestructible. So kind of like lamination. And the permit is good for 2 years. It requires a renewal every 2 years, of which there is a fee.
Mal asked, what if he's borrowed a friend's mount that he wants to fly? How is he supposed to?
Then you will need his license to land it.
I borrowed my mom's mount.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper to Bradley. Convince this guy to just take a bribe. And we'll just pay him off.
I don't know if I want to try that.
Fucking puss. I'm gonna convince the guy to take a fucking bribe, apparently.
What are you going to bribe him with?
Good graces of God.
There are no
What
gods.
That.
There are only sorcerer
no
kings.
I'm gonna bribe him with
I'm gonna leave at this point.
2 pieces of silver.
Are you actually going to put the 2 pieces of silver on his little table?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make your persuasion with advantage.
Whoa.
But first of all, what are you going to say?
That
Attention's present.
if he accepts these golds, we could still get the stall to park our flying animals in. We just don't happen to have our license on us at this time. And if he could please look the other way, next time I come in, I will show those to him.
All right. Now, along with your advantage, you get a +4.
Sweet.
Look at you.
Wow.
So, okay, the first one is 13 plus 4, 17.
Okay.
So the second one is going to be, that one's way under. So the 17 one.
Okay, first you see his eyes go completely wide as soon as you set 2 silver pieces down on the desk.
I figured
And then
they
he
would.
like listens to you, and you do that like little 2-finger push towards him as soon as you finish your spiel, and he like goes. And he like turns around and like lays down like a stack of papers and starts like scribbling away. And as at the top of it, you can see permit for flight and landing.
There we go.
And he's,
That's just for him, or how are we doing this?
And well, he starts scribbling a little bit, and he starts like filling out the form and all this other kind of stuff. And then eventually he says, "Name."
I'll give him mine and Mal's name, and then I'll look back at Brad, and I'll quizzical look like, should I? Because you were a puss and didn't even want to try. But then I'll give it to him because I
Alright.
owe Brad one. I owe him one.
So after about like
But
another
now
15
we're even, Brad. Now we're even.
after another 15 minutes of like making 3 copies of each of the 3 licenses, so basically he whips out like 9 licenses in about like 15 minutes. He takes this like special like wax and drips it on there, and he uses this weird like little, it looks like a chess piece, but so it's the seal, but it's like not the one on the ring. So, and he taps on each one of the 9 for a little bit, and as he like lifts it, you see this kind of like glitter of like this golden light that like happens on each one of them as soon as he lifts it off. And then he's like, he rolls up 3 of them, and he's like, "Who is Ezekiel?
I am.
Keep this with you at all times while flying.
Will
Who is
do.
Linus?
That'd be me.
Keep this with you at all times while flying. And who is Malakar. Who is Malakar? Keep this with you at all times while flying. This copy will remain here, so for our records, so that we have the flying beast registered to you in your name.
All
We'll just
right.
leave the actual name of the animal blank for the moment." And he like tucks them away in like another pile, and he's like, "These need to be taken to the aviary so that they know, so that they will have your license on record for when you land at the aviary.
Not
So,
bad.
Take
Yeah.
these to the aviary, and you'll be able to land your mount."
Nice.
Before we leave, I want to say, just politely, would it be too much to ask for 2 additional for our friends? Just for future possibilities?
I walk out the door towards the aviary.
Our Joe and Heidi, did you go with him?
I did not.
Okay.
No.
No, I'm just like our friends that are out on town.
He shakes his head.
Fair enough. I'll turn and leave.
So yes. Yeah. Mal.
Right. Yeah, again, asking around, the aviary is kind of on the northwest side of town, so it takes a while to walk there, but nonetheless, you get there, you hand in the license for them, another person who just puts them in like this like box. It looks completely disorganized and disheveled, and it doesn't look nearly as neat as the clerk that you guys were just at. In fact, there seems to be 0 to no organization, and a lot of it, you see like food stains on a few of them, stuff like that. You get the impression that they don't really check that often.
Yeah.
Or they might check the license on you that you're supposed to keep, but they don't go digging in this very often. In fact, it just keeps like piling up, and there's like 3 or 4 piles that look like they're about to fall over.
Good.
So, Carrick, Phelan, what are you guys doing while they're getting licenses
I'm just waiting on the outside.
outside of town?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I didn't go in, did I?
I mean, you could. The gates were open. People were coming in and out. I mean, they had guards there, but they're just there for like, they're like the police. They're just standing there. So I mean, they're not actively keeping people out or in like in ROM.
I turn to Carrick and I say, let's go find the closest bar. Or
Okay.
tavern.
Well, that didn't take much convincing.
Okay.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. So you guys go and find the closest inn or tavern or whatever. And you order some drinks, you sit there for a while, and you notice after a while there's this you hear this like commotion on the street, and then you see this like elf run past and like high speed, like he's a blur almost, and this is followed by another guy who's kind of dressed actually he looks like he's a Brotherhood of the Mind, and he's like running as if he was trying to chase, and then he like stops like pretty much in front of like the tavern you're like eating at, and much like in Bollock, although like a little bit different like setup, but nonetheless very similar. They're open air, so you can like see out onto the street, but you're pretty much in the tavern, further in the shade. But he's like sitting there like breathing heavily, hands on knees, and then after a couple of seconds, he starts running again. And then a few seconds after he starts running, you see more of the guards. Half of them have like these eagle headdresses on with like these elaborate like spiky feather things that go up, almost like a mohawk. And then the other half have these like jaguar faces on, just like you saw at the door. But they're like armed and trucking.
And they're just running after this guy?
They seem to be chasing the Brotherhood of the Mind guy, who seem to be chasing the elf.
Okay. I'm not sure I should intervene.
I'm gonna let you handle that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's around them, right? Like we're not.
Yeah, you guys are on the other side of town right now.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
Yeah.
Heidi, do you want to do anything to these guys, or just let them go?
I don't know.
I mean, we could sneak into town a little bit easier. Well, not sneak in, but we can blend in easier. But I don't know.
I mean, we don't have to blend in. There's no reason.
I don't know if I want to step in the middle of something like that, just in case we're breaking the law. I'm just gonna observe.
Yeah.
You do hear some dude, like about 2 tables over, and it's kind of a little bit past. It's kind of in their siesta time, so it's like that between 3 and 5 o'clock thing where almost everything shuts down. But so this tavern isn't really like real super busy, but nonetheless, about 2 tables over, there's a guy, and he has like a whole bunch of empty glasses around him, and he goes, "Fucking Jaguar Knights," and then falls face down on the table.
What are the Jaguar Knights all about?
You did notice him kind of watching the whole thing as well, but like he was just like, and then like,
can I ask him like?
well, you got to wake him up first.
Oh no, never mind.
Because he doesn't respond to you calling over to him.
I'm just gonna have a drink.
All right. Well, you have your drink. And as you mentioned, you do have a hard stop, and we only have like 9 minutes left. So is there any last minute things while you're in town that you want to get taken care of before we call it a night?
I'm going to go to that high end of town and see if I can find somebody that would be able to either sell me a saddle for it
already had a saddle on it.
Okay. Well,
and it was this one that you could like.
modifying harness because I have something in mind, and I was going to kind of throw some coin at somebody to make them do what I want. I was going to see if I could get them to make a harness to where I could hang down from, or ride along its belly. That way I can, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm getting at. I got to be able to swing from this thing at things on the ground. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, I was going to go talk to. I was going to see if I could, either commission or buy some kind of harness off of somebody that would be in the saddle making art.
Yeah.
To make me something of the sort, but it wasn't a. That's what I'm doing.
So you want a saddle to where you can ride underneath it.
Yeah, so I can swing my hammer at things that are below the creature, because obviously I say obviously, from the pictures that I have seen of these things, they're too big to be able to swing under them. I would only be able to swing, and then they got wings on the left and right. You know what I mean? So the only way I'd be able to attack
on the ground with its like wings folded up, it's about the size of a giraffe.
Yeah, but how do you do flybys?
Good question. These are important
throw
things.
javelins or shoot bows and arrows.
Wham.
Or swing around onto the bottom of it and hit it.
Or have some kind of harness to where at least I can hold on while, you know what I mean? Or
roll me a persuasion.
My persuasion was going to be some of that silver, but this works too. That's an 8. No, that's a 7 actually. That's my bad. Oh wait, what is mine?
Most of the saddle makers think you're nuts and don't want to waste the leather on making it. They can give you they can sell you a battle saddle, which will allow you to like use ranged weapons off the top of it. So like it gives you a stability, it kind of straps you in, and you can draw and fire a bow, or you can launch any sort of throwing weapon from the top of it.
So how much one of those cost?
That is about 50 ceramic.
50 ceramic? How many silver would that be?
50.
What?
Oh,
Well,
silver? They're each worth 10, so 5.
5. So I would give him so they're each worth 10. So I'm going to give him 3 actual silver pieces, and then I'm going to give him 20 ceramic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because so here we're going to go bam, bam, bam. I put that there, and then I said 20 ceramic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be 50, right? Yeah.
That's
so I'm going to have 11 ceramic and 37 silver pieces.
All right.
Okay.
He says, especially since you gave him the silver, he'll have it done in about a week.
Okay, I'll swing by garage then.
Yeah.
And then,
like I said, the mount has a normal saddle on it that does allow you to hook in, but it's not as secure, so you don't want to do some like really crazy maneuvering. But with the one he's making you can. You could like flip upside down, do dives. It's combat ready.
Okay, and then on top of that, paladins can just use a bow because they're okay. I was gonna say anybody can use a bow.
Yeah,
okay.
It goes off your dex instead of your strength, but yeah, anybody can use a bow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna find just a regular old bow and
yeah, that's easy. It'll only cost you like about 15 ceramics. So
okay, that's
they're not pricey. Actually, whatever it says in the player's handbook, in gold, that's how much it costs in ceramic pieces for a long bow or a short bow if you want to buy a short bow.
Which one's better?
Longbow does more damage and has higher range and is considered a martial weapon, which you're proficient in. Short bow, not as good at damage, but still pretty good with a D6. Shorter range, but is considered a simple weapon, so anyone can use it.
Okay. Let me look at the equipment. Well, here we could figure it. I could look at that after if you guys want to see.
Yeah, that's fine. Anybody else?
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Anybody else want to do anything else before you take your brief rest here and we pick up the game next week?
No, I'm
Pretty
gonna
good
just
right
stay
now.
pat.
I'm good.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and end it. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Come back. Follow us on the Twitch channel. Follow me on the Twitters and the Instagrams. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe and the little bell to get notifications about the channel and any updates we have on it. So until next time, say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.